By the time I was 10 years old, I had been to 32 funerals, and yes, I counted. And this left me in a bit of a predicament, considering the fact that at 10, I was growing out of black dresses faster than I could find new ones, and I frequently ended up wearing colors that were all too bright for the occasion. Now, some of these funerals were family members, family friends, people that I knew pretty well, but most of the time, however, in the middle of the service, at some point, I would have to lean over to my dad and ask, now, how do we know this person again? So let me give you guys a little bit of background information. I grew up in an extremely small town of 3,000 people, and then eventually moved to a slightly larger one of 30,000. But with that being said, my circles ran pretty small. So I knew everyone, and everyone knew me, and everyone I knew someone else who knew someone else. So most of the funerals I went to were friends of people that I knew, family members of friends, just common courtesy type things. And also I attended an extremely small church with an extremely old congregation. And to be frank, the elders were dropping like flies, so ended up going to a lot of their funerals as well. Another reason that I attended a lot of funerals is the fact that my mom is a professional singer. She teaches voice at a university in my hometown, and she also is the music director of the church that we attended. She is the voice of an angel, but she would frequently end up singing at a lot of funerals. Funerals of people that she knew, funerals of people that she didn't. So I don't know if you guys have seen the movie The Wedding Singer, or at least heard about it, but that's my mom, except instead of singing in celebration of holy matrimony, she was singing to mourn the loss of a person that someone knew and loved. So a lot of the time, whenever I was at a funeral, I would hear my mom's voice singing church hymns over dispersed sniffling throughout the sanctuary. Another reason that I've been to a lot of funerals is the fact that my parents consider funerals to be common courtesy, the most basic form of human respect. So whether you know the person or not, you know someone who knows the person, and it's just good to be there for them and show them that you care. And that was a value that my parents instilled in me from a very young age. And so it was the most basic thing you could do to go to the funeral and engage in the celebration of a life with people that you knew and loved, even if you didn't directly know that person. Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines the act of sympathy as the capacity of entering into or sharing in the feelings of another, especially to provide comfort. So I'm so sorry for your loss, or please let me know if you need anything, or they will be dearly missed. These were all phrases of sympathy and things that you can do to offer comfort to a person. And while my experience with funerals was a little bit morbid, probably desensitized me to them a little bit, and I experienced so many cheesy songs being sung at funerals, so many painful eulogies, so many sweaty pastors trying just a little bit too hard to offer solace to an audience that couldn't be consoled. It taught me a lot about engaging in the celebration of life with another person, and just making sure that you're there for them and that you're caring for them and showing them that human respect. So with that being said, to this day, I consider myself to be a very sympathetic person because of my experience going to funerals. And I'd like to think that I will drop everything to be there for someone who is in need of emotional support. And also to this day, I hate the smell of flowers. And so if you're ever considering buying me carnations or roses, please reconsider, because when you've been to as many funerals as I have, they'll remind you of them. So thank you.